Any doubt that you have? Tell me. It's a maths doubt. After the class, just hold on. If I get tired teaching, then we'll take the maths doubt also. Okay. A small recap of whatever we studied. Though that was not from this chapter, it was from the chapter after it. We spoke about the elements. We spoke about the elements from atomic number 1 to 20. Okay. This was what we had discussed. Then we also discussed something called the electronic configuration. This was something that we also discussed. Electronic configuration means typically the KLMN. This part we had discussed. Okay. Then we also discussed about the 1 to 20. What should be the electronic configuration? And I had just come up with sodium. I need to continue from there. 1 to 20. What is the electronic configuration? We discussed Dalton's law. One thing that I missed out, you can write down that on this was a small mistake I think I did. Symbols were actually given by a Swedish scientist whose name was Berzelius. Berzelius, yeah. B-E-R, if I'm correct on my spelling. It is not, Dalton symbols were very trivial symbols. Symbols were given by Berzelius, okay, JJ. KLMN, shell numbers, you didn't study, that means? What I know? Berzelius, B-E-R-Z-E-L-I-U-S, 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 yeah. Berzelius, he is the person who is, one more question aa jata hai, who is accredited to the symbols, the modern way, the English alphabet way. Dalton used to give it like this, some ऐसे symbol करके देता था. Dalton symbols nobody asks you, you're not supposed to know. Okay, this was one mistake from my side. Berzelius is the person who is accredited for giving chemical symbols. Okay, so we go ahead and I again write the periodic table because that will be important for us. So this is group 1, group 2. After that we went straight away to 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 and 18. Okay, let's fill it up quickly. Hydrogen, and we have helium, then we have lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, neon. Then we have got sodium, magnesium, aluminium, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine and argon, followed by potassium and calcium. ये हमारे 20 आ गए. हमने यहाँ तक किया था. Okay, up to neon we had done. So let's take it up from sodium now. Sodium's atomic number is 20. Okay, atomic number. We'll come to this also. What is atomic? I told you atomic number means the number of protons. Atomic number हम ऐसे लिखते हैं. किसी भी element को बेटा, any element is written like this. We have A here and we have Z here. A stands for atomic number. Atomic number, and Z stands for mass number. This we will study later. Abhi chhod do. This is mass number and this is atomic number. So sodium is written as 20. So let's do for 20. 20 को हम कैसे डालेंगे? K L M N. Okay. This is the electron. This is KLM are known as shells or energy levels or energy orbits. Shells. You can just write them as shells. And this system was proposed by Bohr, Niels Bohr. This system was proposed by Niels Bohr. Okay. And the filling happens according to the rule 2n square. 2n square gives you the maximum number. So here n will be equal to 1, n equal to 2, n equal to 3, n equal to 4. Right? And I'm also writing how many the maximum electrons that you can have. The maximum electrons we can have here is 2, 8, 18, and this is how much? 32. Okay. So sodium ko bharte hain. Sodium has got 20. So let's start filling for sodium. So sodium is 2 out here, 8 electrons out here, and then 11. 2 and then 8, 10 and 11. So 2, 8, 1. This is sodium. Okay. Sodium is 11. After sodium we have magnesium. How will magnesium fill up? 2, 8, 2. After magnesium comes aluminium. 2, 8, 3. The next one after that is silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine and argon. Okay. So silicon will be how much? 2, 8, 4. Then 2, 8, 5, then 2, 8, 6, 2, 8, 7, and now we have another octet. Just see 2, 8, 8. That's why argon is inert. Argon के पास आते ही octet हो गया. You remember the octet and the duplet rule? If you are a single shell, then duplet will tell you that you are stable. If you are in more than one shell, then the octet criteria will say that you are stable. Otherwise, you are unstable. Is this much clear? ठीक है? अब interesting चीज होने वाला है. So I'm rubbing these things off what we had studied. Okay, यहाँ आ जाता हूँ वापस. इसको मिटा देता हूँ and let's now you'll see something interesting. So we have K. Sorry, we have K, L, M, N. K can have a maximum of 2 electrons, 8 electrons, 18 electrons, 32 electrons, right? Now we are left with potassium and calcium. Potassium is 19, calcium is 20. ठीक है? 288 तो हो गया हमारा. समझ में आया? अब देखो 8 कहां पे आया? M shell में. How much can M shell hold? 18 electron. तो इसका कैसा होना चाहिए था? 28. You need one more electron. 18 it can hold. 289 होना चाहिए था. But this does not satisfy the law. 9 होने से this is the last shell. The last shell cannot have more than 8. Therefore, the next shell starts getting occupied. This is what you have to understand. Okay. There is a small catch to these maximum electrons. The maximum electrons will tell you how many number of electrons can an energy level or a shell accommodate. But there is a rule. If a shell is the last shell, no matter what is its capacity, it cannot exceed 8.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So right now, if you see, argon has ended with 288. Yes or no?
Yeah.
The next one is potassium.
Yeah.
So potassium, ideally you will think 289 कर दो इसको. Anyway, इसके पास capacity तो 18 तक का है. We can fill it to 289. But then that rule comes.
Yeah.
That is the last shell. Last shell cannot have more than 8. So please open up next level. Okay. And then we come to calcium. So calcium should be 2882. Did you understand?
Yes.
Right. So if this split is written, I am rubbing this much portion. Okay. Can I rub this? Okay. नहीं लिखा लिखा चलो. So now pay attention on your group numbers. Pay attention on your group numbers. Right. Pay attention on the group numbers. And have you written for these three? These two have you written?
Not sir.
2881, 2881 and
22.
okay. Can I rub this now? अच्छा अभी फिर से attention दीजिए तो आपको next chapter में easy हो जाएगा. We're going to talk about another thing now called valence shell first of all. What is the valence shell? The last shell. Last shell, last occupied shell, we'll say. The last occupied shell. Okay, I can give you some examples. Examples in hydrogen, the valence shell will be which one? K shell is the valence shell. Whereas if you see in sodium, the valence shell will be, bolo, kaun sa hoga? M.
Yeah.
And if we look at potassium, the valence shell would be N. Have you understood this or not? Valence shell is the last occupied shell. Okay? Means the shell that is farthest from the nucleus. The shells are like this. So if you look at hydrogen, how will hydrogen look like? Hydrogen's nucleus is here and there is only one shell in which you have got one electron. This is the K shell. Make sense? Okay. Let's look at sodium. Sodium has got how many shells, beta? K, L, M. So this is the M shell, this is the K shell, and this is the L. And in M, it has got one electron. 281 has sodium. अगर आप देखो, ठीक है? And if you look at potassium, then potassium has got a K, L, M, N. K, L, M, N. और यहाँ पे. Now do you understand what are the valence shell? Anya, clear what is a valence shell? Right. Once you have understood valence shell, you know what is India? Do you know then who is an Indian? जिसका इंडिया के साथ सिटीजनशिप है, don't say one who stays in India. बाहर रहने से भी आप इंडियन हो. One who has Indian citizenship is known as an Indian. So our next thing would be, we'd like to know what is a valence electron. What is a valence electron? So valence electron is electron present in the outermost, and rather than writing outermost, I will use the better word, which is valence shell. है ना? वैलेंस शेल, लास्ट वाला शेल, उसमें जो इलेक्ट्रॉन रहता है वो वैलेंस इलेक्ट्रॉन, ठीक है ना? राइट, वैलेंस इलेक्ट्रॉन. अब जरा एक चीज देखेंगे. Now our next study would be the count of valence electron. And remember children, whatever we are doing, we are grade 9, छोटा बच्चा, we only do from atomic number 1 to 20. इसके बाद ये सब rule fail हो जाता है. ये all these will be proved wrong in grade 11. So all this that you are studying is again in grade 11 you will study this, then you will prove them wrong. So these are only till atomic number 1 to 20. ठीक है? So in count of valence electron, we are going to count what is the valence electron. Just I'm writing with my blue pen, and you look into the chart that you have filled. If you see group 1, I am writing valence electron. Group 1 में देखो सबके पास the valence electron is 1. Just check. Hydrogen 1. यहाँ देख लो ना, hydrogen 1. Lithium 2 1. Sodium 2 8 1.
Yeah, 2.
Potassium 2 8 8 1. है ना? Okay. If you see the valence electron here, it is 2. जरा देखो तो. Beryllium 2 2. 2 8 2. 2 8 8 2. ठीक है? If you see 13, यहाँ पे थोड़ा सा गड़बड़ होना शुरू हो जाता है. ठीक है? If you see at 13, the valence electron is 3. Let's check.
Aluminium is 3.
Boron is 3. Hydrogen, helium, boron atomic number is 5 better, so 2 3. Aluminium is 2 8 3. Check करो. Don't agree, but you know it. Beryllium is 5. 5 means 2. 5 means 2 3. Aluminium. ठीक है? कार्बन में आते ही देखो आपको दिखेगा वैलेंस इलेक्ट्रॉन 4 2 4 2 8 4. 15 में आते ही आपको वैलेंस इलेक्ट्रॉन दिखेगा 5. ठीक. 16 में आते ही आपको वैलेंस इलेक्ट्रॉन दिखेगा 6. 17 में आते ही आपको वैलेंस इलेक्ट्रॉन दिखेगा 7. एंड व्हेन यू कम टू 8, द वैलेंस इलेक्ट्रॉन इज 8. एंड 8 is the lovely number that everyone is eyeing for. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yeah. 8. 8 is stability. And also at helium, the valence electron was 2. This is also stability. This is one shell. तो याद रखने का, इसको duplet बोलते हैं, and this criteria is called an octet. Octet means, octa means 8, and this is known as duplet. So do you understand one thing now? If you want to be stable, our whole story started from stability. So we write here, in order to get stability, we said na, you have to copy the inert gas wala. So stability is defined by two ways, duplet or octet. Duplet will be up to one shell, and this is greater than one shell. इतना कहानी समझ में आया कि नहीं? Understood? So you need to get 8 or you need to get 2. ठीक है? So these two are magic figures, 2 and 8. 2 and 8. Right. Another thing that I'm drawing and keeping it here is that this is period 1. Periods are looked from this side. This is period 1. Period 1 is always nucleus and one shell, K. This is period 2. Period 2 means you should have nucleus and 2 shells, KL. अभी समझ में आ रहा है? The period tells you how many shells you have. Everyone will be 2 shell out here. Check. This is period 3. So here it will be nucleus KLM. And this is period 4.
Yeah.
Period 4. So you have nucleus KLMN. ठीक है, नहीं समझ में आया तो लिख लीजिए, पर समझिए चीज को, KLMN, नहीं तो नेक्स्ट चैप्टर में आपको प्रॉब्लम होगा। क्लियर? KLMN. Can I rub this part? What is valence shell? What is valency? ये तो समझ में आ गया। Valency बोल रहा हूँ, valence shell. Okay, I'm rubbing here, and I've kept up to what is a valence electron. You know what is a valence electron, and we are interested in what is count of valence electron, and we have done the count of valence electron also. And stability is always defined by either the fulfillment of a duplet if you are less than one shell or one shell, and it is defined by an octet if you are more than one shell. ये clear हुआ? मिटाएं इस part को। वैभव?
Yes.
Okay, slowly I am rubbing, huh? Chalo. Now we look at let's do a stability analysis. We'll do a stability analysis, okay? And we'll do this from group wise. Okay, let's take group wise. Group 1, hydrogen, lithium, sodium, potassium. All right? And we will be going only by, we'll go by the electron count as well as the valence electron count. Have you understood? Hydrogen has 1 electron, and that itself is the valence electron. Lithium has got 3 electrons and 1 valence electron. Sodium has got how many? 281, 11 electrons and 1 valence electron. And potassium has got 19 electrons and 1 valence electron. सबके पास 1 valence electron ही है। ये चीज clear हुआ? ठीक है? We'll see only group 1. Similarly, we'll see for group 2. Group 2, electron, valence electron. Group 2 में हमारे पास कौन कौन है? Beryllium, magnesium, calcium. क्या क्या है? Beryllium is 4 and you've got 2. Magnesium, since sodium is 11, magnesium will be 12, 2, and this is 20, and this has got 2. ठीक है? 3 ग्रुप्स को पहले देख लेते हैं। थर्ड ग्रुप कहाँ लिखूं? ये थोड़ा मिटा रहा हूँ। हाँ, you have understood this part. Okay. Right. Let's see group 13. Group 13, electron, valence electron. Group 13, beryllium, then we have boron, and we have aluminium. Okay, boron and aluminium. Boron में हमारे पास है 5 electron, 3 electrons. Aluminium, since we have got magnesium, is at 12, so this is 13, so we've got 3 electrons out here. Job done. ठीक है? Is this much made? Then come. Done. Understood? Now concentrate on these. All these elements, hydrogen, lithium, sodium, potassium, beryllium, magnesium, calcium, boron, and aluminium, every one of them also have the urge to become stable. They also have the urge to become stable. So let's have a look at that. This is very important, the valence electrons. Okay, right. So in order to become stable, these figures are what is costing them right now. These should be 8, except for hydrogen. Hydrogen is 1 shell, so hydrogen should become 2. Hydrogen cannot become 8. Hydrogen is a single shell. So if I write the demand, every one of them should become 8. This also should become 8. This also should become 8. Except hydrogen, hydrogen should become 2. Have you understood this or not? Right? Why hydrogen should become 2? Hydrogen has got only 1 shell. Now to become 8, all rest, okay, let's say for this group, for group 1, hydrogen, we will say needs 1 electron, and rest is lithium, sodium and potassium. Lithium, sodium and potassium, all of them need how many? 7 electron. इसका clear हो गया? Mathematics. यहाँ आते हैं. So in group 2, we find that all of them, beryllium, magnesium and calcium, all of them need how many? 6 electrons. 6 electrons. Okay. And if you come to this group 3, then what do we get? At group 3, we have got boron and aluminium, and all of them need how many? 5 electrons. You need 5 electrons. Right. Now the question is, where do you get these electrons? Where will you get these electrons? Now, so the problem arises is there is a hunt or need for electrons. Okay, the hunt or need for electrons. So there are 2 ways you can actually get these electrons, the hunt or need for electrons. One way is that either you gain electrons. You gain electrons. Gain electrons means there should be somebody who will donate you electrons. Either you gain electrons, or another way is that you share electrons. Either you gain electrons or you share electrons. Do you understand? Clear? Now, interesting part. There is a rule now how many you can gain and how many you can share. The maximum that you can gain, is always 3 electrons. 3 से ज़्यादा gain नहीं हो सकता. You cannot gain more than 3. And the maximum that you can share, is always 4 electrons. Remember this now. How much does he need? 7 electrons. He has no chance to gain electrons because the maximum gain is 3. दोनों नहीं होएगा. Share and gain. Share is later on, we'll see. Share means it has to be with somebody who also wants to share. See, there's a difference. Share, first try to understand the English part. I want to gain, you want to lose. The alliance is possible. You are losing, I am gaining. You don't want it, I want it. Sharing is possible. Sharing means what? You also want to retain the ownership. I also want to retain the ownership. So sharing cannot be done with somebody who wants to donate. Are you understanding? A sharing can be done with somebody who wants to gain. Did you understand the English part of it, what I'm trying to say? सुनो पहले मेरी बात. A sharing cannot be done with somebody who wants to donate. Donate in chemistry means I don't want it. I don't want the blue marker. Sir, can we share the blue marker? बताया ना, I don't want the blue marker. Then why are you saying I will share with you? So what are the possibilities? I don't want the blue marker. Anya says I want the blue marker. Very well. Transaction done. Another way is, sir, Anya says I want blue marker. I said I also want blue marker. Share the blue marker. Sharing means both the parties retain ownership. So if I don't want this, I cannot share this with you. Share माने मेरे को नहीं चाहिए बाबा, तुमको चाहिए ना, ले जाओ. नहीं सर, मैं लूंगा नहीं आपसे, मैं आपसे शेयर करूंगा. फिर वही बात, मेरे को नहीं चाहिए.
So both of the elements have same number of electrons.
No, it's not same number of electrons. We have to see the nature. Okay, right now we'll see for gain. So how much is the maximum gain? 3 electrons. So 3 electrons, does gaining 3 electrons make it a inert gas? No. Does gaining 3 electron make it an inert gas? No. Does gaining 3 electron make it an inert gas? No. And let's say somebody is ready to share. Does sharing 4 electrons make it an inert gas? No. Does sharing 4 electrons make it an inert gas? No. Does sharing 4 electron make it an inert gas? No. नहीं बनेगा. It's something like you are now fighting with the airline at the check-in counter for excess baggage, and the airline is telling you, are saying, okay, I will pay for the excess baggage. Give me the boarding pass. The airline says, no, the flight is overpacked. I will pay you the excess baggage. Doesn't matter. The flight is overpacked. We can't fly with that. So what is the only option remaining? Don't fly with me. Or another is, if you want to fly with me, then
Leave the stuff.
drop your luggage a little bit. Shed off your luggage. Are you understanding? पैसा देने के लिए राजी हो, लेकिन एयरलाइन आपको लेगा नहीं, बोलेगा फ्लाइट पैक्ड है. If you pay me 3 times the money also, I can't take your luggage. But you want to fly. So how do you fly? Shed off your luggage. So for them, gaining is no more possible. Sharing is also no more possible. Because equation is not balancing. So their option comes now something called, then we'll see another. This is need for electrons. Okay, the need for electron can be either by gain or by share. So we see another scenario, loss of electron. Let's see loss of electron. Have you understood? Loss of electron. Now, the case was only with hydrogen. Hydrogen needs 1 electron. So hydrogen can gain electron, share electron. Hydrogen के लिए हो जाएगा. See, आप बाकी लोगों के लिए नहीं होगा. But we forgot about our cutie little friend hydrogen. Hydrogen के लिए, लेकिन hydrogen can gain an electron, possible, gain 1 electron, or share 1 electron. Absolutely possible for hydrogen. हाँ, इलेक्ट्रॉन है वो सब आएंगे, बाद में आएंगे. शेयरिंग मतलब अभी आप सोचो मिल रहा है बाजार में कहीं में. शेयर मतलब कोई देने के, कोई शेयर करने के लिए रेडी है आपको. यू नीड अ रूम ना. आइदर यू टेक अ फ्लैट ऑन योर ओन रेंट और यू शेयर विद समबडी. हाइड्रोजन को लेकिन एक ही चाहिए. हाइड्रोजन के लिए लेकिन मसला बन रहा है, बिकॉज द मैक्सिमम यू कैन गेन इज 3. हाइड्रोजन सेज आई नीड 1 ओनली. रेस्ट किसी के लिए नहीं बन रहा है. बट दे ऑल्सो, एंड इफ हाइड्रोजन गेन्स दैट 1 इलेक्ट्रॉन, हाइड्रोजन बिकम स्टेबल. 2 हो गया. ठीक है. तो यहाँ पे एक चीज याद रखिएगा, we need to now write some notes also parallelly. So our first note would be that hydrogen always gains 1 electron or shares 1 electron. Hydrogen कभी भी lose नहीं कर सकता है. Another way to understand is, how many electrons does hydrogen have? 1. उसको lose कर देगा तो खत्म हो गया ना. His existence is lost. I have 1 flat only. If I give it on rent, where do I stay? समझ में आ रहा है? So hydrogen can never lose an electron. That is another way to understand it. Now we come for the rest of the friends out here. Now for rest of the friends, in order to become stable, this hunt of electron तो छोड़ दो भाई साहब, hunt से तो होगा नहीं. तो कैसे होगा? अब एक और रास्ता है, loss of electrons. Loss of electrons. Now pay attention to my story. Okay, if you pay attention to my story, you will understand everything. देखो इधर देखो. These are periods. Do you agree? And these are, इनको हम बोलते हैं कॉलोनी के अच्छे बच्चे. These are the good boys of the colony. These are the boys whom the mothers always pinpointed. इसके जैसा बनो, इसके जैसा बनो. So hydrogen wants to become like helium. हाइड्रोजन के लिए तो हो जाएगा, 1 इलेक्ट्रॉन बन गया. अदर्स को बोल रहा है, लिथियम को क्या बोल रहा है? नियॉन बनो. बेरिलियम को क्या बोल रहा है? नियॉन बनो. बोरॉन को क्या बोल रहा है? नियॉन बनो. देन बोरॉन, लिथियम एंड हीलियम बोलते हैं सर नियॉन बनने के लिए हमें तो इलेक्ट्रॉन्स चाहिए, पर रूल तो नहीं देता है. वी कांट गेट दोज इलेक्ट्रॉन्स. देन वी सी लॉस ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन. If you cannot be the good boy, look here, if you cannot be the good boy of your colony, become the good boy of your previous colony. अपने पिछले कॉलोनी का गुड बॉय हो जाओ. If you cannot become the good boy here, become the good boy here. Means a lithium can never become neon, but a lithium can become helium. A lithium can become helium. Sir, how can a lithium become helium? Lose this 1 electron. So how many electrons it has now? 2. How many shells? 1 shell. 1 shell. Please understand, अगर आपको प्रॉब्लम हो रहा है तो lithium has got 2 shells. These are all Kl. This fellow has got 3 shells. Klm. This fellow has got 4 shells. Klmn. So lithium loses its 1 electron. Lithium's 1 electron is here. इसका 1 electron is here. इसका 1. So it loses 1 electron. Let us lose this 1 electron. This shell is gone. Now what is the valence shell? K. How many electrons? 2. So lithium becomes stable. Let's apply the same technology for sodium. Sodium can never become argon, but sodium can definitely become neon. Sodium has got 1 electron on M shell. Gone. How many shells now? 2, Kl. Neon has got how many shells? 2 shells, Kl. 2, 8, 2, 8. Have you understood? Sodium becomes stable. And this story now you can go on replicating. So what about potassium? So potassium loses its third electron. Oh no, sorry, the fourth one, KLMN. And then it has got 3 shells. So potassium cannot become krypton. Krypton is here actually. Potassium becomes argon. Clear हो गया? 288. इनका story clear हुआ? Now how are they becoming 288? थोड़ा सा और देखते हैं. ये जगह थोड़ा सा मिटाए.
Yes.
That the hunt for electron is, remember, maximum you can gain is 3 and maximum you can share. So let's look at sodium. Sodium loses 1 electron. Better in chemistry we never show minus, we always show loses 1 electron. So sodium becomes what? Sodium ion. 1 electron lost means 1 positive charge increases. Acha, before this, how many protons and electrons you had? 11 electrons, 11 protons. So 11 minus 11 plus. Net charge is 0. Now what is the case? You have got 10 electrons and 11 protons. Plus 11 or minus 10 करेंगे तो कितना आएगा? Plus 1. That plus 1, as my chemistry sir used to say, ये कलंक का तरह उसके सर पे आ गया. कलंकित हो गया. There's a scar on your forehead now. Right? He used to say he was a.
You said iron. Sir, last time you told us iron are only liquids.
No.
I mean,
Ions are charge carriers in liquid. In solids, the charge carriers are electrons. In liquids, the charge carriers are ions. So it forms an ion. This is known as a sodium.
so this can only happen in liquid.
No, this is nothing to do with liquid. An ion is an intermediate stage. This does not exist. This is highly unstable. This is for you to understand what is a sodium ion. This is unstable. ये आत्मा जैसा है. इसको शरीर चाहिए धारण करने के लिए. वरना ये भूत बन के घूमेगा. This is just to show you that ion is an intermediate state. It has to get paired with someone, and that someone has to be a negative ion. Then only the pairing will happen. ठीक है? So sodium का कहानी हो गया. Then we can see the कहानी of lithium also. देख लो lithium क्या हो जाएगा? Lithium will lose 1 electron and become Li plus, right? Plus 1. So we write plus only. So lithium, sodium, and potassium. Potassium also loses 1 electron and becomes plus. Which one?
Yeah.
Sodium has to lose an electron na, to become stable. Sodium plus is an ion. बेटा ये एक ion है. इसका इलेक्ट्रॉनिक कॉन्फ़िगरेशन क्या है अभी? 2,8. 10 इलेक्ट्रॉन्स है इसके पास. Is it not same as neon? Neon is also 2,8. हो गया ना? Satisfied? That's why sodium will always have a tendency to lose electron. In fact, group 1, everybody will lose 1 electron except hydrogen. In fact, if you go to higher classes, you will see hydrogen is never placed in group 1. Hydrogen's position till date is not clear. Hydrogen in very good periodic tables are shown separately. Okay? So hydrogen, sodium, potassium, and lithium, sodium, potassium, they will all lose 1 electron and become plus 1.
In stable atom, the electronic configuration should be like sigma of protons should be equal to sigma of electron. So this one will be unstable.
ये तो unstable है ना, ये एटम ही नहीं, ये तो आयन है. ये तो आयन है. ये unstable है. ये आपको दिखाने के लिए. But that sigma is not making, this is not stable. This is charge neutral. Don't be, this is not stable. This is charge wise neutral. Stable अगर होता तो ये इतना सब करता ही क्यों? Stability is by octet. Right? ये group 1 का कहानी clear हो गया अभी. So let's see at group 2. The group 2s will lose 2 electrons. Obviously, the group 2s will lose 2 electrons.
Yeah.
How many electrons does beryllium? Look at beryllium. What is the electronic configuration of beryllium? 2, 2.
You cut off the.
If you cut off 2, it becomes helium.
Yeah.
If you cut off 2, it becomes helium. So in group 2, you will always find beryllium will be actually forming beryllium 2 plus 2 electron. Similarly, magnesium will form Mg2 plus 2 electrons. ये सब लिख के रखिए, आपको पता होना चाहिए. And if you look at calcium, calcium is Ca2 plus 2 electrons.
So there's no limit on how much can be lost.
No. How much can be lost?
Like
3, maximum 3 you can lose.
So is that gain?
Gain is 3, lose will also be 3, share is 4. Lost we will come to it, because I'm not uttering the word loss because loss has not yet come. Hold on that discussion. We have to go beyond these elements also. Is this clear? So one way for group 1 and group 2 is so easy. See, the beauty of periodic table. If you now look at the elements in group 1, उनका charge formation कैसा होगा? Always +1. Group 1, everyone will be +1 except hydrogen, because hydrogen is not group 1. Keep it in your mind, hydrogen does not belong to group 1. Hydrogen is always separate. ये आप सुन नहीं रहे हो मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ. Group 1 elements will always be +1. Group 2 elements will always be +2.
Yeah.
Now let's come to group 13. ठीक है? Now, group 13. If you look at group 13, they will lose all their 3 electrons. 3 तक तो लूज कर ही सकते हैं, तीनों लूज कर देगा. तीनों लूज करने के बाद क्या हो जाता है? बोरॉन loses 3 electrons, becomes boron 3 plus 3 electron. Aluminium will lose 3 electron, become Al3 plus 3 electron. So here I will here it will be element, any element will be 2 plus, here it will be element 3 plus, here it will be element 1 plus, except hydrogen. Except hydrogen. समझ में आ गया? ऐसे एलिमेंट्स को हम बोलते हैं इलेक्ट्रो पॉजिटिव. राइट इट डाउन. इलेक्ट्रो पॉजिटिव. We call them electropositive. And electropositive, just keep it written as electropositive now. We'll come to the word later. This much is clear? Okay. Now forget 14 for the time being. इसको मैं मिटाऊंगा अभी. हाँ, electropositive तक लिख के रख लीजिए. Forget 14 now. Can I rub?
Yes.
Okay, चलो. So 14 को भूल जाओ. We do our study for now for 15, 16, 17. इतना elaborately मैंने किसी बैच को ये चीज नहीं पढ़ाया है, so आपको तो एकदम याद रहना चाहिए अभी. Let's go to 15, 16, 17. ठीक है? चलो. Group 15, Group 16 and Group 17. Group 18 देखने की जरूरत नहीं है. 18 is already satisfied. So Group 15, we are left with whom? Nitrogen and phosphorus. Okay. Nitrogen's atomic number is how much? Beta 7. और phosphorus का atomic number यहाँ तक aluminium हो गया 13, 14, 15. Phosphorus is 15. Okay. Nitrogen means, so we count what are the electrons and how many valence electrons. So nitrogen has got 7 electrons and valence electrons are 5. And this is 2, 8. So this has got 15 electrons and the valence electrons are 5. Do you see the thing? Group 15 means the valence electron is always 5. However, remember April 20. 20 के बाद कारोबार गलत हो जाएगा. Group 16. Oxygen, sulfur. How much is oxygen? 8. This is 16. Electron, valence electron. So electrons are 8, valence electrons are 6. Electrons are 16, valence electrons are 6. Here, ठीक है? अब ग्रुप 17 में आते हैं. 17 में आएगा क्लोरीन एंड 17 में we only have chlorine. Okay, fluorine and chlorine. Sorry, chlorine and chlorine. Okay. Fluorine is how many? 9. So the electron count is 9. The valence electron count is how much? 7. And chlorine is 7. And here it was 16, 17. So 17 electrons and 7. Okay. Now we find one quick formulas. Quick formulas now. Before we go to further study, write down these formulas. How to get the valence electron in one shot? In one shot. The formula for valence electron in one shot is G1 and G2 valence electron is equal to group number. सोच के देखो, group 1 valence electron 1, group 2 valence electron 2, okay, and G13 to G18 the valence electron is group number minus 10.
Yes.
18 minus 10 8, 17 minus 10 7, 16 group 16 minus 10 6. All easy things but lot of things. हाँ
Same.
अच्छा, वेरी गुड. ये देखो इनके बैलेंस इलेक्ट्रॉन काउंट देखो 7 7 6 6 5 5. Obviously we didn't do this group, but this group also it will satisfy. 14 minus 10 4. Carbon has got 4 electrons, this has got 4 electrons. It satisfies for all. Carbon and this we'll study a little bit later.
So group number minus
10 minus group number minus 10 for 13 to
80.
So remember, if you are a single digit group number, that is group 1, group 1 to group 2, then you have the same as the. Now let us look at her. You now look at your periodic table. So what is group 1? Group 1 is है लीना की रब से फरियाद और है लीना की रूबी से फ्रेंडशिप. So everyone is है. Hydrogen cannot be 1 plus, as I told you. Hydrogen 1. Lithium will be Li plus. Sodium Na plus, potassium K plus, cesium Cs plus, rubidium Rb plus, francium Fr plus. नेक्स्ट वाला देखो, बेटा मांगे कार स्कूटर बाप राजी, तो उसमें रहेगा बेरिलियम 2 प्लस, मैग्नीशियम 2 प्लस, सब. 13 में आते ही बोरॉन 3 प्लस. ठीक है. सो नाउ वी कम टू, हैव यू रिटन दिस फॉर्मूला? ये फॉर्मूला देख रहे हैं? ओके, कैन आई रब दिस?
Yes.
Okay, now we have to do the analysis of all these. So I told you, if you remember this formula, that hunt for electrons. Electrons can be gained or electrons can be shared. If you share, your max is 4. If you gain, your max is 3. And loss of electron is also one thing. Loss में भी हम क्या बोलते हैं? The maximum that you can lose is 3. Why? Gain 3 means, where are the 3 coming from? Somebody who is losing, na? If you are getting money in the market, somebody is putting money in the market. Basic of economics. आप अगर बैंक से लोन ले रहे हो, तो पैसा बैंक को कहां से मिला? किसी ने बैंक में डिपॉजिट किया होगा ना? I put my money in bank, I have excess money. You need loan, you are taking loan. समझ में नहीं आया? So same thing. Gain maximum 3 means loss also should be maximum 3. Where are you gaining from? यहाँ पे कोई वो maternity word है क्या इलेक्ट्रॉन का, कि इलेक्ट्रॉन जन्म ले रहा है? कोई छोड़ रहा है तो कोई गेन कर रहा है ना? So if you can gain maximum 3, that means somebody is losing maximum 3, right? Now come here. Let's see this. अब इसके पास कितना है? What is the demand? Let's see the demand. Nitrogen wants to be the good boy neon. आपने कॉलोनी का, बट बनेगा ना? नाइट्रोजन के पास कितने इलेक्ट्रॉन है? 5. The demand is for 3 electrons. इसका डिमांड कितना है? 2 electrons. इसका डिमांड कितना है? 1 electron. यार डाकू है ये सब लुटेरा है. कितना तक ले सकता है? 3. आराम से लेगा. They will take 3. Now you'll say, I told you ना, there is no maternity word. If you are taking 3, somebody is losing 3. बोरॉन है ना 3 देने वाला. एल्यूमिनियम है ना 3 देने वाला. सर ऑक्सीजन को 2 चाहिए. मैग्नीशियम है ना 2 देने वाला. बेरिलियम है ना. Didn't you see all these are losing electrons? Just now you studied with me. This one wants 1 electron. ये देगा ना ये लोग 1 electron छोड़ेगा ना ये लोग.
So okay, so
You have now you have geo connection. You don't need a Tata Sky adapter. I need a Tata Sky adapter. Will I not hunt you in this society? I'll hunt and find you out. Anyone having a spare Tata Sky set-top box and willing to sell, you will write, I am willing to sell. So we will tie up. Automatic होएगा. ठीक है? So the demand is for 3. The demand is for 3. So let's look at their analysis. nitrogen will gain 3 electrons and now become kalankit with 3 minus. उसका सर पे 3 minus आ जाएगा. See, our chemistry sir used to say it very nicely. He used to see, in North Indians, when you go for marriage, there is a system called, girls are also designated and boys are designated as manglik. I don't know how many of you know, by star signs and all. Okay, a manglik girl cannot marry any other boy. They say the marriage won't be proper. So a manglik girl should marry a manglik boy only. And if you want the manglik girl or the boy to be married to someone else, everything, they will first get the girl or boy married to a tree, thinking that uska wo dosh kaatna chahiye. So our sir was from Kerala, but he was superb in this thing. ये मांगलिक हो गया, he used to say. ये मांगलिक का नॉर्मल शादी नहीं हो सकता, इसको मांगलिक लड़का ढूंढना पड़ेगा. कौन आएगा? ये बोरॉन भी मांगलिक है ना, 3+ लेके बैठा है, ये दोनों का शादी होता. ऐसे हमें समझाते थे. और सर आज भी अभी तक we remember that. Okay, so let's see for phosphorus. Gains 3 electron, becomes P3 minus. Right? So all these will become what beta? 3 minus. Let's look for this. Oxygen gains 2 electron, becomes O2 minus. Silicon will also gain 2 electron always and become O2 minus. The good part in them is that they are all becoming the good boys of their colony, whereas the ones before them became the good boys of the previous colony. Okay, chalo. And then let's see for these. Fluorine gains 1 electron, becomes F minus. Chlorine gains 1 electron and becomes Cl minus. इन्हें हम कहते हैं इलेक्ट्रोनेगेटिव. समझ में आया बच्चा? है ना? कंजूस आदमी का शादी दिलदार बीवी के साथ बहुत अच्छा होता है. कहते हैं जो ज्यादा बात करता है उसकी बीवी चुप होती है. नहीं लगता ये सब इलेक्ट्रोनेगेटिव है ना, इनकी शादी इलेक्ट्रोपॉजिटिव से बहुत अच्छी होगी. अनलाइक्स अट्रैक्ट, लाइक्स रिपेल. तो सेम थिंग यहां भी आएगा. केमिस्ट्री इज द लिटरेचर ऑफ साइंस. अगर वैसे पढ़ोगे समझ में आएगा. अब बात करते हैं, आ जाओ. नाउ वी विल डिफाइन वन न्यू टर्म. वेयर डू आई राइट इट बच्चा? कैन आई रब दिस नाउ? ओके, तो ये खत्म करना ही है, आज आधे में नहीं छोड़ सकता हूं. टाइम लगेगा तो बैठोगे थोड़ा सा. तो now what did we define? Valence shell, valence electron. This is little bit not confusing, but try and understand. Valency. Now the most important thing, ये बच्चा 11-12 तक नहीं समझता है. Valency. Now what is valency? Valency होता है भूख, हंगर, या फिर हिंदी में एक वर्ड है तलब, desperation. Valency is the tendency. किसकी टेंडेंसी? लिखो मत, पहले समझो. ऑफ एन एटम. वैलेंसी इज द टेंडेंसी ऑफ एन एटम. तलब है ना. इफ यू गिव सम चिल्ड्रन हु आर वेरी ऑलवेज फिडलिंग समथिंग, लेट्स से आर अन्य कांट सिट आइडल. कुछ भी दो हाथ में ऐसे ऐसे करते रहते, ऐसे फिडलिंग, मतलब फिनिकी चाइल्ड. अब अन्य को लाके तुम बिठा दोगे चुपचाप, उसका हाथ खुजलाती रहेगा. आई नीड समथिंग. फ्रिजेट स्पिनर एक आया था ना बीच में, देखा था? फ्रिजेट स्पिनर वाज गिवन फॉर दैट ओनली ना. सिद्धार्थ स्विच ऑन लाइट. सो Anya needs something अभी, नहीं तो वो she will not. Now you tie her hands, वो तो चिल्लाना शुरू करेगा because she is ADHD है उसको. So वही है tendency of an atom. two 3 चीज होगा. gain, share पे हमने ज्यादा बात नहीं किया, अभी करेंगे. Or lose what? My head? No. Electron. Why are you doing this gain, share, lose? In order to achieve nearest inert gas electronic configuration. Now wait. ये तुम लोग मत लिखो मत, मैं स्केल फेंक दूंगा. लेकिन this is getting video recorded. You can write at home. Please have your eyes with me. In order to achieve nearest electron configuration, right? This is the periodic table. Sodium is here, and sodium should have become what? Neon. not neon. Sodium should have become argon, but sodium became neon, right? Is neon very near to sodium? No, बहुत far है. तुमने nearest बोला. This is something like, do you know the difference between a globe and a world map? A globe is a spherical version of the earth. A world map is a flat version of the earth. World maps are drawn as per the country. In India, we are habituated to see the world map with India in between, America and North America this side, and Australia this side. This is what you see. You go to America, go to a store and buy a world map. You'll see America in between. And this side is one country, Australia, this side is another country. So you make it this way. अभी अगर मैं पीरियोडिक टेबल को ऐसे फोल्ड कर दूं पीछे, ऐसा कर दिया, सोडियम इस तरफ आ गया, नियॉन. अब इसको घुमा के दिखाता हूं आपको. Now don't you see that the inert gases is this joint? On this side of inert gas is what? Sodium. On this side is argon. मैं ये nearest नहीं बन पाया, ऊपर वाला nearest बना. So do you see the nearest is satisfied? And one more beautiful thing is, these sides are all, if you come this side sodium, थोड़ा और अंदर जाएंगे तो magnesium है. These sides are all electropositive. These sides are what? Electronegative. And why I did not teach you carbon वाला group so far? वो बिल्कुल इसके पीछे है, diametrically opposite. बड़े कमीने हैं, थाली के बैंगन ना इस तरफ के हैं ना उस तरफ के हैं, इसीलिए ये लोग शेयर करेगा. They will show properties in between metal and non-metal. इन्हें metalloids पढ़ते हैं हम, क्लास 8 में पढ़ते थे ना. सिलिकॉन इज द मेटलॉइड. आगे चल के सिलिकॉन, जर्मेनियम, आर्सेनिक ऐसे. That's why you are studying at a very truncated form of periodic table. कार्बन, सिलिकॉन, इसके बाद. ठीक है. So what is valency? Valency is the tendency of an atom to gain, share or lose electrons. Okay. So what is, now pay attention. Okay. What is the valency of group 1 elements? The valency of group 1 elements is always 1. Hydrogen also wants to gain 1. They want to lose 1. 1 means either gain, share or lose. Valency is basically a count. That count which makes you become an inert gas. How? Gain, share, lose. उससे मतलब नहीं है. Understood? What is the valency of group 2? 2. 2 is the valency. 2 is the number which either they would like to lose, share or gain. But in their case, we know lose. Lose. इसलिए इसको and this one, what is their valency? 3. Since they are losing in this case, we say that these 3 elements have electropositive valency. Do you remember in grade 8 when you were studying metals and non-metals, you used to say metals are very hard. Exceptions are sodium, potassium, magnesium. Magnesium is not hard. Calcium, is calcium malleable? We take Piyusha's hand and we start beating with hammer. We can make thin sheets out of it. Is it possible? No. Then why is this a metal? Metals have show electropositive valency. Due to this property, they have been classified as metals. And if you are a metal, no, answer me like this. If you are a metal, if somebody is a metal, उसका प्लस वाला मांगलिक होगा वो हमेशा. +1 हो सकता है, +2 हो सकता है, +3 हो सकता है. And when you, ये बीच वाला हम छोड़ दिए ना, 3 to 12 हम छोड़ दिए हैं. 3 to 12 में you get all this vanadium, copper, silver, gold. Copper you see Cu2 plus. Any metal will always have positive electrovalency. Understood? So let's go to the, now यहाँ पे थोड़ा सा कहानी चेंज हो जाता है. 14. Let's look at 14. 14 तो छोड़ देंगे, नाइट्रोजन के ग्रुप में आते हैं. So if you look at nitrogen, what did nitrogen do? Nitrogen and phosphorus gained 3 electrons. Gained 3 electrons. So their valency is again 3. But mind you, by gaining 3 electrons, they become electronegative valency. So how is the valency going up? Like a curve we will study in grade 11. 1, 2, 3. Again 3, 2, 1. 3. इसका कितना है? 2. इसका कितना है? 1. What about the valency of these? 0. They don't gain, share or lose any electrons because they are already inert gases. However, these are known as electronegative valency. आप चैप्टर नंबर 4 ज्यादा पढ़ रहे हैं अभी. एंड ये नॉन मेटल्स की खासियत होती है. नॉन मेटल्स ऑलवेज हैव इलेक्ट्रोनेगेटिव Metal and non-metal bond very good. Sodium and chlorine we eat every day. Sodium chloride. What is the valency of sodium? Just look at sodium valency. Group 17, 1. Sodium group 1, 1. Means ये +1 बनेगा, वो -1 बनेगा. जबरदस्त शादी. रोज खाना खाते हैं हम उनको. In their marriage we go for every day we go for a treat ना. Sodium chloride is on your diet every day. Salt. रोज खाते हैं. जबरदस्त शादी है उनका. Clear? ठीक है. So this is known as electropositive, this is known as electronegative. Now we were still left with the group 14s. Now 14 पे एक बड़ा interesting चीज है. If you look at carbon, then carbons is how much? 2 4 and this is 2 8 4. 4 is very strange. 4 means they cannot gain 4 electrons. Nobody is going to give you 4 electrons. Is there a gain 4 means how can you gain 4? Nobody is going to lose. Loss is maximum 3. Gain is so you can't gain 4. Can you lose 4? Loss of 4. Can you share 4? Yes. Therefore, carbon can bond with carbon itself. This is what is the basis for organic chemistry. Carbon, 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 carbon bonding is possible. That property is called catenation. We'll study in grade 10. So these will always share electrons. Now just have a look. Carbon and oxygen. Now look. Does carbon want electron? Yes. Does oxygen want, but want is for 4. Does oxygen want electron? Yes. Both of us want. That means, and the commodity is scarce as per economics. Scarce commodity. And both of us want. Then what do? Share. देखो जरा, बरा देखो तो, ये है कार्बन. अब एक शादी करा के छोड़ते हैं आज. ओम स्वाहा मंगलम. कार्बन और ऑक्सीजन की शादी. कार्बन का वैलेंसी कितना है बच्चा? 4. ऑक्सीजन का वैलेंसी 2. कन्या का दान कीजिए, वर का दान कीजिए. ऐसे कैसा बन गया? C2O4. लोएस्ट रेशियो में लिखे तो CO2 स्वाहा. शादी हो गया. इसलिए कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड बनता है. मजा आया?
So wait, how did C2O4 become?
C2O4 क्यों लिखेंगे भाई? Nearest, shortest, smallest ratio.
Okay.
Nonsense यार. Divide by 2 CO2. अच्छा एक और शादी बना ले. आ जाओ एक और शादी करके जाते हैं. कन्या को लाइए. अच्छा आइए किसकी शादी करें? सर मैग्नीशियम और क्लोरीन का शादी करवाइए. मैग्नीशियम +2, क्लोरीन को लाइए -1. आइए कन्यादान कीजिए. तो we don't transfer the charges now, we just transfer the numbers. So मैग्नीशियम को 1 चला गया, क्लोरीन को 2 चला गया. शादी संपन्न हुआ. MgCl2. आइए एक और शादी कराते हैं. इस बार मैग्नीशियम की शादी ऑक्सीजन के साथ. +2 -2. ओम मंगलम स्वाहा. तो बना Mg2O2. बेवकूफ हो क्या? तो लिखेंगे MgO. बढ़िया भाई साहब. बाकी शादियां घर पे बनाइए बैठ के. हो गया.
That's minus. Doesn't make a difference.
That has nothing to do. We just see the numbers.
I'm gonna go revise them.
You have to watch this video, the last video, because today we have given you huge amount of information. It will take time to. ये video 1 hour हुआ है ना? It will at least take 2 hours 15 minutes to 2 hours 30 minutes to study this, because when you study you just can't play the video. Once just play the video, sit on a sofa and watch. Second time when you watch the video, take your notes. You will be stopping writing. Abhi jo likh rahe ho, that should be scribble. Stop, write. Now you understand, and that time you will have lot of queries. Mark them in red. Sir ये तो बता के गया था पर हमें समझ में नहीं आ रहा है. Next class you come. This job is goddamn you all don't do. This you do, then you see how your knowledge improves. पढ़ा दिया ना? You have 7 days now to study this. Please watch the video once full within next 36 hours. इसके बाद मत देखो, फिर fail हो जाएगा. Whenever. मोबाइल में लगाओ, देखो कहीं भी देख लो. Just see it. Don't have any book or anything. Just listen to it. Next time take your book and start studying with this. At that time you can't study because you'll be writing, you'll be stopping. So 1 hour video will go to 2 hours. And whether you have studied or not, I can see by the watch hours only. That will tell me whether you have studied. Right now, the watch hours are not handsome, which reflect that you all are studying it in the way it should be watched. How many of you all are here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 people, if you watch it properly, 1 hour also, what should be the watch hour? 10 hours. सब लोग अगर अच्छे से पढ़ोगे तो 2 hours, 20 hours. कहाँ 20 hours आ रहा है? नहीं आ रहा है. सर एक्चुअली टारगेट बना रहा है व्यूअरशिप बढ़ाने का. तेरी मेरे